Hey everyone, welcome to this course on cybersecurity in healthcare. We will learn about the critical aspects of protecting sensitive healthcare data and systems. Our agenda is structured into 3 key modules to provide a comprehensive understanding. Module 1, the Foundation of Healthcare Cybersecurity. We'll start by establishing the core principles and foundational concepts of cybersecurity specifically tailored for the healthcare industry. Module 2, Securing Healthcare Technology and Authentication. This module will delve into the practical application of security measures, focusing on safeguarding healthcare technology and implementing robust authentication protocols. Module 3, Building a Resilient Healthcare Security Program. Finally, we'll explore how to build a comprehensive and resilient security program that can withstand and recover from cyber threats, ensuring the ongoing protection of patient information and critical infrastructure. This agenda is just a blueprint. We have an exciting opportunity for you to deepen your expertise. This advanced executive program in cybersecurity, in collaboration with IIIT Bangalore, will equip you with the skills to transform your organization's cybersecurity strategy. You will learn comprehensive approaches to cryptography, API security, encryption, network security, malware analysis, penetration testing, and more. Key features of this course are Program Completion Certificate and Transcript from IIIT Bangalore, digital and physical, 3 capstones across industry domains, and 45+ projects with seamless lab access. Get access to the Microsoft Learn portal and earn official badges upon completion, master classes from top faculty of IIIT Bangalore and ex-NPCI expert, 200+ hours of curriculum delivered by industry experts, hands-on experience with 20+ tools such as Metasploit, Nmap, and more. Empower your cybersecurity learning with generative AI, AI-powered mock interviews, resume building, and one-on-one mentoring sessions. Simplilearn's Job Assist helps you get noticed by top hiring companies and 16+ skills covered. Ethical hacking, penetration testing, defensive cybersecurity, cryptography, ransomware analysis, malware analysis, etc. Don't forget to check out the course link from description box below and the pinned comments. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe the channel for future updates. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Module 1, the Foundation of Healthcare Cybersecurity. Healthcare cybersecurity is a critical and complex field, directly tied to the protection of sensitive data and the continuity of care. With the increasing reliance on digital systems and the proliferation of connected devices in the healthcare environment, the need for robust cybersecurity measures has never been more pressing. In this module, we will explore the foundational elements of healthcare cybersecurity, focusing on the understanding of threats, the legal and regulatory framework, and the core cybersecurity principles that must be followed by healthcare organizations. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks, damage, or unauthorized access. In the context of healthcare, cybersecurity ensures that all sensitive patient data and medical records are securely stored and transmitted across various digital platforms, such as hospital management systems, electronic health records, EHR, and connected medical devices. Effective cybersecurity practices are vital to safeguarding against data breaches, cyberattacks, and other risks that could compromise the privacy and safety of patients. Now that we have a basic understanding of cybersecurity, let's dive deeper into the unique cybersecurity challenges faced by healthcare organizations. Understanding the threat landscape. Unique cybersecurity challenges in healthcare. Healthcare organizations face a unique set of cybersecurity challenges due to the sensitive and confidential nature of the data they handle. Unlike traditional industries, healthcare operates under strict regulations which demand the utmost privacy and security for patient information. The challenges healthcare organizations face include, but are not limited to, rising complexity of IT infrastructure. Healthcare facilities have complex IT infrastructures that integrate numerous systems, including electronic health records, EHR, hospital management systems, and connected medical devices. This complexity often leads to vulnerabilities. Integration of IoT and medical devices. The growing adoption of Internet of Things, IoT, devices, such as smart infusion pumps, wearables, and other connected medical equipment, adds more attack surfaces. These devices often lack the robust security protocols found in other sectors, making them vulnerable to exploitation. Diverse stakeholders and access points. Healthcare ecosystems involve multiple stakeholders, such as healthcare providers, insurers, vendors, and regulatory bodies. This results in several access points to sensitive data, increasing the risks of unauthorized access. Legacy systems and patch management. Many healthcare organizations still operate legacy systems that may not receive regular security updates or patches. These outdated systems often have known vulnerabilities, which cybercriminals can exploit. Operational pressure. Healthcare professionals are often under time pressure to provide care. This can lead to security protocols being bypassed, particularly when urgent decisions need to be made in high-stress environments. Now that we understand the challenges healthcare organizations face, let's move forward and explore the types of healthcare data and their value to cybercriminals. Types of healthcare data and their value to cybercriminals. Healthcare data is a valuable target for cybercriminals because it contains critical personal information that can be used for a variety of malicious purposes. Let's discuss some key types of healthcare data and their appeal to attackers. Electronic health records, EHR. These records contain sensitive patient information, including medical history, diagnoses, treatments, and prescriptions. EHRs can be used for identity theft, insurance fraud, or sold on the black market. Financial information. Billing information, insurance details, and payment history are critical for cybercriminals engaging in fraud. This data can be exploited to steal money from patients or insurers. Medical device data. Connected medical devices generate continuous streams of data that can be hijacked or manipulated to harm patients. Attackers can leverage this data for ransomware attacks or tampering with medical treatments. Personal health information, PHI. Beyond clinical records, PHI includes any personally identifiable information, PII, related to health, such as social security numbers, addresses, and phone numbers. This can be used for identity theft, fraud, or even extortion. Genomic data. With the rise of personalized medicine, genetic data has become increasingly valuable. This data can be used to exploit vulnerabilities in insurance policies or for biotechnological blackmail. Due to the sensitive nature of healthcare data, the black market for it has exploded in recent years. This, in turn, has made healthcare organizations prime targets for cyberattacks. Now that we've examined the types of data at risk, let's move forward and explore some of the common threats and vulnerabilities healthcare organizations face. Common threats and vulnerabilities. Healthcare systems are frequently attacked by various types of cyber threats. There are some of the most common threats. The first one is ransomware. This type of malware locks access to critical systems and demands payment for their release. Healthcare organizations are often targeted because they cannot afford downtime in operations, such as patient care or access to EHRs. Insider threats. Healthcare organizations are at risk not only from external hackers, but also from insiders, employees, contractors, or vendors with access to sensitive data. Insider threats can be intentional or accidental, but they are often the hardest to detect. Phishing and social engineering. Attackers often trick healthcare employees into clicking malicious links or revealing sensitive information, which can then be used to gain unauthorized access to systems. Data breaches. Cybercriminals can exploit vulnerabilities in healthcare systems to steal vast amounts of personal health information, which is often sold on the black market. These breaches can damage a healthcare organization's reputation and lead to costly fines. Distributed denial of service, DDoS. Attacks overwhelm servers, causing them to become inaccessible. While these are typically used to disrupt services, attackers may use DDoS attacks as a diversion while conducting other malicious activities. Medical device vulnerabilities. Many connected medical devices have inherent vulnerabilities, such as unencrypted communications or weak authentication methods. These vulnerabilities can be exploited to manipulate device functionality or steal data. Now that we've covered the common threats, let's move forward and review some of the recent high-profile healthcare cyberattacks and their impacts. Recent high-profile healthcare cyberattacks and their impact. Recent high-profile cyberattacks have underscored the critical need for robust cybersecurity in healthcare. The WannaCry ransomware attack, 2017, this attack affected more than 200,000 computers across 150 countries, including many healthcare institutions. The UK's National Health Service, NHS, was severely impacted, with some hospitals forced to cancel surgeries and appointments. The WannaCry attack exploited unpatched vulnerabilities in Windows operating systems. The LabCorp data breach, 2018. One of the largest laboratory testing companies in the U.S. suffered a data breach, compromising the personal data of over 7.7 million individuals. This breach involved unauthorized access to sensitive patient information, including lab test results. The Universal Health Services attack, 2020. A significant ransomware attack hit Universal Health Services, UHS, causing a nationwide disruption to its healthcare operations. The attack forced hospitals to revert to paper-based systems, delaying patient care and putting lives at risk. These incidents demonstrate the widespread impact of healthcare cyberattacks, which can cause disruptions to patient care, financial losses, and harm to public trust. With these examples in mind, it's important to understand the legal and regulatory framework that governs healthcare data protection. Let's dive into that now. Legal and regulatory framework. HIPAA, Protecting Patient Privacy and Security. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, is the cornerstone of healthcare data protection in the United States. It provides strict guidelines for the protection of patient health information, focusing on privacy and security. HIPAA is comprised of several key components. Privacy Rule. The Privacy Rule establishes standards for how healthcare providers and other entities handle protected health information, PHI. It sets guidelines for patient consent, the sharing of health information, and the rights of individuals to access and amend their health records. Security Rule. The Security Rule outlines the technical, administrative, and physical safeguards healthcare organizations must implement to protect electronic PHI, EPHI. It requires entities to establish policies and procedures to prevent unauthorized access, ensure data integrity, and provide secure access to EPHI. Breach Notification Rule. The Breach Notification Rule mandates that healthcare organizations inform affected individuals, the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, and, in some cases, the media, if a breach occurs involving unsecured PHI. This rule is vital in ensuring transparency and accountability in healthcare cybersecurity. Healthcare organizations must comply with HIPAA regulations to avoid costly penalties and reputational damage. Violations of HIPAA can result in fines ranging from $100 to $50,000 per violation, depending on the severity. Having a solid understanding of HIPAA is essential, but there's more to explore. Let's now look at the HiTech Act and its role in healthcare cybersecurity. HiTech Act, Strengthening HIPAA. The Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health, HiTech Act, passed in 2009, complements HIPAA by promoting the use of health information technology, particularly the adoption of electronic health records, EHRs. It strengthens HIPAA's enforcement mechanisms, ensuring that healthcare organizations adopt robust cybersecurity measures to protect EPHI. Key provisions of the HiTech Act include increased enforcement. The HiTech Act increased penalties for non-compliance with HIPAA, particularly for healthcare organizations that fail to address security breaches in a timely manner. Meaningful use incentives. The HiTech Act also provides financial incentives for healthcare providers to adopt and meaningfully use EHRs. However, these incentives are tied to the implementation of secure IT systems, emphasizing the need for strong cybersecurity measures. Having explored HIPAA and HiTech, it's important to understand other relevant laws and standards that contribute to a comprehensive healthcare cybersecurity strategy. Let's look at that now. Other relevant laws and standards. In addition to HIPAA and HiTech, several other laws and regulations help govern healthcare cybersecurity. The General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. This European Union regulation provides a comprehensive framework for the protection of personal data, including healthcare data, within the EU. Healthcare organizations dealing with EU citizens' data must comply with GDPR's strict requirements for data privacy and security. The Federal Information Security Modernization Act, FISMA. This U.S. law applies to federal agencies and their contractors, including healthcare organizations that provide services to the government. FISMA requires agencies to implement information security programs to protect sensitive data. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, Cybersecurity Framework. This framework offers a set of best practices and guidelines for improving cybersecurity posture. While not mandatory, it provides healthcare organizations with a practical approach to risk management. With the regulatory landscape now covered, let's move on and dive into the core cybersecurity principles that guide healthcare organizations in protecting their systems and data. Core cybersecurity principles in healthcare. The CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The fundamental security principles that guide healthcare cybersecurity efforts are based on the CIA triad: confidentiality, ensuring that patient data is kept private and only accessible to authorized individuals. This involves encryption, access controls, and strong authentication methods to protect sensitive health information. Integrity, maintaining the accuracy and completeness of patient data. Healthcare organizations must ensure that data is not altered or tampered with by unauthorized parties, using measures like data validation and audit trails. Availability, ensuring that patient data and systems are accessible when needed, without disruptions. This involves implementing redundant systems, backups, and disaster recovery plans to prevent downtime, which can affect patient care. Having discussed the CIA triad, it is crucial for healthcare organizations to implement proper risk management strategies. Let's now explore risk assessment and management in a healthcare context. Healthcare organizations must regularly assess and manage cybersecurity risks to protect their assets and comply with regulatory standards. Key components of risk management include risk identification, identifying potential cybersecurity risks, including vulnerabilities in software, hardware, or processes that could be exploited by attackers. Risk analysis, analyzing the likelihood and potential impact of each risk, prioritizing them based on the severity of their consequences. Risk mitigation, implementing security controls to minimize the likelihood of a cyber attack, such as firewalls, encryption, and employee training. Incident response, developing and testing incident response plans to quickly detect, contain, and recover from security breaches. This ensures that organizations can minimize the impact of attacks and comply with breach notification requirements. Conclusion: the foundation of healthcare cybersecurity is built on understanding the unique challenges that the sector faces, as well as the legal and regulatory frameworks that protect sensitive patient data. By adhering to core cybersecurity principles like confidentiality, integrity, and availability, healthcare organizations can effectively mitigate risks and safeguard their systems against emerging cyber threats. As healthcare continues to digitize, it is crucial for organizations to remain vigilant, proactive, and committed to maintaining a strong cybersecurity posture to protect patient data and uphold the integrity of the healthcare system. Securing healthcare technology and authentication. In the ever-evolving world of healthcare, the security of patient data and medical devices has become a paramount concern. As healthcare organizations integrate more technology into their operations, protecting electronic health records, EHRs, and medical devices from cyber threats becomes increasingly critical. In this module, we will explore key strategies and technologies used to secure healthcare technology, focusing on protecting EHRs, implementing strong authentication mechanisms, and the Internet of Medical Things, IOMT. Protecting electronic health records, EHRs. EHRs, electronic health records, EHRs, are the backbone of modern healthcare systems. They contain sensitive personal and medical information that is vital for patient care. As healthcare organizations increasingly rely on digital records, it is essential to secure this data against cyber threats. Let's begin by looking at the primary methods for protecting EHRs and the critical measures that healthcare institutions must adopt. Data encryption, in transit and at rest. One of the most effective ways to protect EHRs is through data encryption, which ensures that patient data is unreadable to unauthorized individuals. Data encryption can be applied both when data is in transit and when it is at rest. In transit. When patient data is being transmitted between systems or across networks, it is vulnerable to interception. To protect this data, healthcare organizations must use secure communication protocols like Transport Layer Security, TLS, or Secure Socket Layer, SSL. These encryption methods ensure that data remains encrypted during transmission, preventing hackers from accessing sensitive information while it is moving between systems. At rest, EHRs stored in databases or on servers are also vulnerable to attacks. Encryption is equally essential for data at rest, ensuring that even if an attacker gains access to storage systems, they cannot read or manipulate the data. Healthcare organizations should use strong encryption algorithms like AES 256, Advanced Encryption Standard, to protect EHRs from unauthorized access. Once EHRs are encrypted, the next key step is ensuring that the data is backed up securely and can be restored quickly in case of an attack. Let's explore secure data backup and disaster recovery planning next. Secure data backup and disaster recovery planning. The integrity and availability of EHRs are crucial for patient care. In the event of a cyber attack, natural disaster, or system failure, healthcare organizations must be prepared to recover critical data without significant downtime or loss. Data backup. Regular backups of EHRs should be performed and stored securely in off-site locations or in the cloud. These backups must be encrypted to ensure that even if the original data is compromised, the backup remains secure. Disaster recovery planning. In addition to having secure backups, healthcare organizations must have a comprehensive disaster recovery plan. This plan should outline the steps to be taken to restore EHR systems to normal functionality in the event of a breach or technical failure. Effective disaster recovery planning minimizes downtime, ensuring that patient care is not interrupted and that sensitive data is protected from loss. With these protective measures in place for EHRs, healthcare organizations can significantly reduce the risks of data breaches. Now that we've discussed how to protect EHRs, let's move on to explore the different mechanisms for verifying user identity. Authenticating mechanisms. Authentication is a critical aspect of securing access to healthcare systems. By verifying the identity of users before granting access to sensitive data or systems, healthcare organizations can prevent unauthorized access and ensure that only trusted individuals can interact with EHRs and medical devices. Below, we will explore various types of authentication methods commonly used in healthcare settings. Something you know, passwords. The most basic form of authentication is something the user knows, typically a password. While passwords are a common method of verifying identity, they have certain weaknesses. Let's look at some strategies for strengthening password policies and managing them effectively. Password complexity. Healthcare organizations should require complex passwords that are difficult for attackers to guess. Complex passwords should include a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. It's important that passwords be sufficiently long, typically at least 12 characters. Password management. To further enhance security, healthcare organizations should implement password management tools that store and automatically generate strong passwords. These tools can help reduce the risk of users choosing weak or reused passwords. Password expiration and renewal. Implementing policies that require users to change their passwords periodically, e.g. every 60 or 90 days, helps limit the impact of compromised passwords. However, it is essential to balance this with user convenience, as frequent changes can lead to poor password practices, like using simple or reused passwords. Now that we've discussed password security, let's explore something you own: physical tokens and multi-factor authentication, MFA, something you own, FOB, MFA. To further enhance security, healthcare organizations can use physical tokens, such as FOB devices, along with multi-factor authentication, MFA. MFA requires users to provide 2 or more forms of verification to access systems or data. This significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access, even if a password is compromised. FOB tokens. These are physical devices that generate time-sensitive, one-time passcodes that users must enter along with their passwords. They serve as an additional layer of security, ensuring that only individuals with the physical token can access the system. Multi-factor authentication, MFA. MFA is widely used to strengthen authentication by requiring multiple forms of verification. This may include a combination of something the user knows, a password, something the user has, a mobile phone or a FOB device, something the user is, biometric data like fingerprints or facial recognition. By implementing MFA, healthcare organizations significantly reduce the chances of unauthorized access. Next, let's explore something you are, biometric authentication methods. Something you are, biometrics. Biometrics is a form of authentication based on physical characteristics unique to each individual. In healthcare, biometric authentication is increasingly used to enhance access control and improve patient care. Common biometric methods include fingerprint recognition. Fingerprint scanners are commonly used in healthcare settings, providing quick and secure access to systems and data. Fingerprints are unique to each individual, making them difficult to replicate or forge. Facial recognition. Facial recognition technology uses algorithms to analyze the unique features of an individual's face. This form of authentication is non-intrusive and can be used for contactless access control, which is particularly useful in healthcare environments where hygiene is critical. Retina or iris scanning. Retina and iris scans offer a high level of accuracy for identifying individuals. These technologies capture unique patterns in the eyes, making them effective for secure access control in high-risk areas. Biometrics offers significant advantages in terms of user convenience and security. However, like all authentication methods, it is essential that healthcare organizations implement them properly, ensuring they comply with privacy laws and regulations. After biometric authentication, let's look at FIDO, a modern standard for passwordless authentication. Authenticating access, FIDO. The Fast Identity Online, FIDO, standard is designed to enable secure, passwordless authentication for users. FIDO allows users to authenticate using biometric data, PINs, or hardware security keys, eliminating the need for traditional passwords. FIDO has gained widespread adoption because it offers robust security while improving user convenience. Passwordless authentication. With FIDO, users can authenticate through a secure process without needing to remember complex passwords. FIDO uses public key cryptography to verify users' identities, making it more secure than traditional password-based systems. Security keys. FIDO supports the use of hardware security keys, such as USB devices or Bluetooth tokens, to authenticate users. These keys store cryptographic data and must be physically present to authenticate access to systems, making them an effective defense against phishing and other types of cyberattacks. Multi-platform support. FIDO can be used across a variety of platforms, including mobile devices, desktops, and web applications, ensuring that users can securely authenticate regardless of their device. By adopting the FIDO standard, healthcare organizations can offer users a seamless and secure way to authenticate without relying on passwords. Now that we've covered authentication, let's move on to explore securing medical devices and the Internet of Medical Things, IoMT.
Securing medical devices and IoT. With the increasing reliance on connected devices in healthcare, securing medical devices and the Internet of Medical Things, IMT, has become a critical area of focus. The growth of these devices has expanded the attack surface, creating new vulnerabilities that cybercriminals can exploit. Let's examine the security challenges and strategies for securing medical devices and IoT devices. Vulnerabilities in medical devices. Medical devices, such as pacemakers, infusion pumps, and imaging machines, are essential tools in healthcare settings. However, many of these devices have known vulnerabilities that make them attractive targets for attackers. Some common security weaknesses in medical devices include weak authentication. Many medical devices use weak or outdated authentication methods, such as default passwords or unencrypted communications, making them vulnerable to unauthorized access. Unpatched software. Some medical devices run on legacy software that is no longer supported by the manufacturer. These devices may not receive regular security updates or patches, leaving them exposed to known vulnerabilities. Insecure communication. Medical devices often transmit sensitive data across unsecured networks, increasing the risk of interception or tampering by attackers. Lack of monitoring and logging. Many medical devices do not have sufficient monitoring or logging capabilities, making it difficult to detect and respond to security incidents in real time. To mitigate these vulnerabilities, healthcare organizations should implement strong security protocols, including network segmentation, regular software updates, and robust authentication measures for medical devices. Security considerations for the Internet of Medical Things, IoT. The Internet of Medical Things, IoT, refers to the network of connected devices in healthcare, including wearable devices, diagnostic machines, and remote monitoring tools. While IoT offers significant benefits, such as improved patient care and operational efficiency, it also presents new security challenges. Device authentication and authorization. To ensure only authorized users can access IoT devices, healthcare organizations must implement strong authentication measures, such as MFA and biometric access control. Data encryption. IoT devices transmit sensitive data, such as patient vital signs or medication dosages. Encrypting this data both in transit and at rest is crucial to protecting patient privacy. Network segmentation. Healthcare organizations should segment IoT devices from other critical systems on their networks to prevent attackers from moving laterally within the network if one device is compromised. Regular security audits. To ensure IoT devices remain secure, healthcare organizations should conduct regular security audits and penetration testing. This helps identify vulnerabilities and address them proactively before an attack occurs. As the use of connected medical devices continues to rise, securing the IoT will be essential to protecting patient data and maintaining the integrity of healthcare systems. Conclusion. Securing healthcare technology and authentication systems is crucial to safeguarding patient data and ensuring the continuity of care. Protecting electronic health records, EHRs, through encryption and secure data backup, implementing strong user authentication mechanisms, and securing medical devices and IoT devices are essential components of a robust healthcare cybersecurity strategy. As healthcare organizations continue to adopt new technologies, it is critical to stay ahead of emerging threats and to invest in securing these technologies. By implementing strong cybersecurity measures and staying informed about best practices, healthcare institutions can protect sensitive data, improve patient care, and reduce the risks associated with cyber threats. By focusing on securing healthcare technology and authentication mechanisms, organizations can ensure a more secure and efficient healthcare environment for both providers and patients.
Building a resilient healthcare security program. As the healthcare sector continues to embrace digital transformation, safeguarding the technology infrastructure and sensitive data from cybersecurity threats has become paramount. Cyberattacks on healthcare systems can disrupt patient care, compromise personal health information, and severely damage an organization's reputation. A resilient healthcare security program is crucial for preparing for, responding to, and recovering from these attacks while ensuring the continuity of care. This module explores key elements of building a robust healthcare security program, including incident response, business continuity, human factors, awareness training, and emerging cybersecurity threats. Incident response and business continuity. In any organization, particularly in healthcare, a security breach can have far-reaching consequences. Therefore, preparing for cyber attacks and having a well-defined response plan is critical to minimizing harm. Incident response, IR, and business continuity, BC, plans are essential components of a healthcare security program, helping organizations manage attacks and continue providing care without significant disruption. Creating an effective incident response plan for healthcare breaches. An incident response plan, IRP, outlines the steps healthcare organizations must take when responding to a cyber attack. Having an effective IRP ensures that when a breach occurs, the response is swift, organized, and minimizes the impact on patient care and sensitive data. A solid IRP in healthcare should include the following key components: identification and detection. The first step in any incident response is identifying that a breach or attack is occurring. Healthcare organizations must deploy tools such as intrusion detection systems, IDS, and security information and event management, CM, solutions to monitor networks and identify suspicious activities. These tools can alert IT staff when an incident occurs, triggering the response process. Containment. Once an incident is detected, the next step is to contain it to prevent further damage. For example, if ransomware is detected, the response team should isolate affected systems and networks to prevent the malware from spreading across the healthcare infrastructure. Containment also involves limiting the attack scope and identifying the most critical systems to protect. Eradication and recovery. After containment, the affected systems must be cleansed of malicious actors. This involves removing malware, restoring compromised files, and patching vulnerabilities that were exploited during the attack. Once eradication is complete, recovery efforts can begin, including restoring systems from backups and ensuring that all systems are secure before going live. Communication and coordination. During an incident, effective communication is crucial. The IRP should include a clear communication protocol that defines how information is shared within the organization and with external stakeholders, such as regulatory bodies and patients. Timely and transparent communication can help mitigate the damage to an organization's reputation. Post-incident analysis and reporting. After the incident has been resolved, the response team should conduct a thorough analysis to understand the attack's impact, how it was carried out, and what measures can be implemented to prevent future breaches. This post-mortem analysis is crucial for improving the IRP and refining the organization's overall cybersecurity posture. Once the IRP is in place, healthcare organizations must also ensure that they can maintain operations during and after a cyber attack. This is where business continuity and disaster recovery planning come into play. Business continuity and disaster recovery planning. Business continuity, BC, and disaster recovery, DR, are essential components of any security program, especially in healthcare. These plans help ensure that patient care can continue without significant disruption, even in the face of cyber attacks, natural disasters, or technical failures. Business continuity planning, BCP. BCP is the process of ensuring that critical healthcare operations continue during and after a disaster. In the context of cybersecurity, BCP focuses on the continuity of patient care, including ensuring that systems, applications, and data needed for healthcare delivery are available and functional. Healthcare organizations must prioritize essential services, such as EHR access, scheduling, and patient monitoring, ensuring that alternative solutions are in place if primary systems go down. Disaster recovery, DR. While BCP focuses on maintaining operations, disaster recovery focuses on restoring systems after a catastrophic event. A DR plan outlines the steps for restoring systems, applications, and data, including backup and restoration processes. Regularly testing and updating the DR plan is critical to ensure its effectiveness when it's needed most. Cloud-based backup solutions. As part of DR planning, healthcare organizations should consider implementing cloud-based backup solutions to ensure data is securely stored off-site. In the event of an attack, organizations can quickly restore encrypted data from the cloud, minimizing downtime and data loss. Redundancy and failover systems. Healthcare systems should be designed with redundancy in mind. For example, critical infrastructure like servers, networks, and medical devices should have failover systems in place. If one system fails, another should automatically take over to avoid disruption in patient care. By integrating these strategies into an organization's overall cybersecurity plan, healthcare institutions can create a resilient framework that ensures patient care can continue even during a cyber attack or disaster. Now that we understand the importance of incident response and continuity, let's move on to explore the critical role of the human factor in cybersecurity. Human factor and awareness training. While technology plays a crucial role in cybersecurity, the human factor is often the weakest link. Social engineering attacks, phishing, and other tactics targeting healthcare employees can compromise even the most advanced security systems. It is therefore essential to implement comprehensive awareness training programs to empower employees to recognize and respond to cyber threats. Social engineering techniques targeting healthcare staff. Cybercriminals frequently use social engineering techniques to manipulate healthcare staff into disclosing sensitive information or granting unauthorized access to systems. In healthcare, these attacks can take various forms, including phishing. Phishing is one of the most common social engineering tactics. Attackers send fraudulent emails, texts, or phone calls that appear to be from trusted sources, such as colleagues, executives, or government agencies. These messages often contain malicious links or attachments that, when clicked, allow attackers to install malware or steal login credentials. Spear phishing. Unlike generic phishing attacks, spear phishing is highly targeted. Attackers research their victims, using personal information to craft convincing messages that appear legitimate. In healthcare, spear phishing may involve impersonating a doctor or administrator to request sensitive patient data or access to EHRs. Pretexting. In this technique, attackers pose as someone who has a legitimate need for sensitive information, such as an auditor or IT technician. By creating a fabricated story or pretext, attackers gain the trust of healthcare staff and convince them to share confidential information. Baiting. Baiting involves offering something enticing, like free software or medical supplies, in exchange for login credentials or personal information. Healthcare workers might be targeted with offers of free training or equipment, leading them to reveal sensitive details. Phishing and spam. Identifying and avoiding common threats. Phishing and spam are significant threats in the healthcare sector. Attackers use these tactics to infiltrate systems and steal personal and healthcare information. To protect healthcare staff and systems, it is essential to train employees to recognize phishing attempts and spam emails. Recognizing suspicious emails. Employees should be trained to look for suspicious email characteristics, such as misspelled URLs, unusual sender addresses, and unsolicited attachments or links. They should avoid clicking on links or downloading attachments from unknown senders. Verifying requests for sensitive information. Healthcare workers should be encouraged to verify requests for sensitive information by contacting the requester directly through an established channel. For example, if an email asks for login credentials, the recipient should confirm the request by calling the supposed requester. Implementing email filters. Many email systems offer phishing and spam filters. Healthcare organizations should ensure that these filters are enabled and configured to block known malicious senders and potentially harmful content. By incorporating these practices into daily operations, healthcare organizations can reduce the risk of social engineering attacks. Now that we've covered social engineering tactics and phishing, let's dive into the importance of developing a comprehensive security awareness training program for all employees. Developing a comprehensive security awareness training program. A well-rounded security awareness training program ensures that all healthcare staff members understand the potential risks and know how to protect themselves and the organization from cyber threats. A comprehensive training program should include the following components. Basic cybersecurity principles. Employees should understand the fundamentals of cybersecurity, including the importance of strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, MFA, and encryption. Role-specific training. Different departments in a healthcare organization have different security needs. For example, administrative staff should be trained on handling sensitive patient data, while IT staff should be trained on network security and incident response. Phishing and social engineering awareness. Training should specifically focus on recognizing phishing attempts, social engineering tactics, and how to report suspicious activities. Regular testing and drills. To reinforce training, healthcare organizations should conduct regular phishing simulation exercises and security drills. These exercises test employees' ability to recognize and respond to cyber threats in real time. Continuous learning. Cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, so ongoing education is essential. Employees should be encouraged to stay up to date with the latest security threats and best practices. By investing in comprehensive security awareness training, healthcare organizations can create a culture of security and empower staff to act as the first line of defense against cyber attacks. Future trends and emerging threats. As technology continues to advance, healthcare organizations must stay ahead of emerging threats and trends to maintain strong cybersecurity defenses. The rise of supply chain attacks, the growing reliance on third-party vendors, and the impending threat of quantum computing are all critical considerations for the future of healthcare cybersecurity. The rise of supply chain attacks and third-party vendor risk. Supply chain attacks involve targeting third-party vendors with access to an organization's systems and data. Healthcare organizations often work with multiple vendors, including software providers, medical equipment manufacturers, and service providers. If these vendors are compromised, attackers can gain access to sensitive healthcare data. Vendor risk management. Healthcare organizations must assess and manage the cybersecurity risks posed by third-party vendors. This includes conducting security assessments, reviewing vendor security policies, and ensuring that vendors adhere to industry standards such as HIPAA. Data sharing and integration. As healthcare systems become more interconnected, data sharing between organizations and vendors increases. Secure data integration and transmission are critical to ensuring that third-party access does not introduce vulnerabilities into healthcare systems. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, for vendors. Healthcare organizations should require their vendors to implement MFA and other strong authentication measures to secure access to their systems and data. By strengthening supply chain security and vendor risk management practices, healthcare organizations can reduce the risk of external breaches. Preparing for quantum computing threats. While quantum computing holds great promise for advancing technology, it also poses a significant threat to current encryption standards. Quantum computers have the potential to break traditional encryption algorithms, which could expose sensitive healthcare data. Post-quantum cryptography. Healthcare organizations must begin preparing for the advent of quantum computing by adopting post-quantum cryptography. These cryptographic algorithms are designed to resist attacks from quantum computers, ensuring that sensitive healthcare data remains secure. Quantum-resistant systems. Research into quantum-resistant systems is ongoing, and healthcare organizations should stay informed about advancements in this field. By adopting quantum-resistant encryption methods, healthcare organizations can ensure their cybersecurity infrastructure remains robust in the future. Conclusion. Building a resilient healthcare security program requires a holistic approach that combines effective incident response, business continuity, awareness training, and proactive measures to address emerging threats. By investing in these areas, healthcare organizations can strengthen their defenses, minimize risks, and ensure patient care is not disrupted by cyberattacks. Congratulations on completing the Cybersecurity in Healthcare course, Skill Up by Simplilearn. If you like this video, subscribe to Simplilearn YouTube channel and don't forget to like, share button. Join our learning community and stay up to date with the latest in tech and career growth. See you in the next video.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.